Recorded Books Incorporated presents excerpts from Pilgrimage to Medina and Mecca by Sir Richard Francis Burton, narrated by Patrick Tull, with additional material written by Edward Niebel and read by Ron Keith. This recording is copyrighted 1993 by Recorded Books Incorporated. Lieutenant Colonel Joseph Netterville Burton, father of Richard, was stationed with a British garrison in Sicily during the Napoleonic Wars. In 1814, the British invaded the Italian mainland. Colonel Burton was made Mayor of Genoa, where Princess Caroline, sent abroad by her licentious husband the Prince of Wales, became the centre of society life. When George IV succeeded to the throne in 1820, he chose not to accept his wife as queen. In the King's divorce, Colonel Burton was called upon to testify against Caroline on the charge of adultery. The gallant colonel declined, was removed from active service, and placed on half pay. In Ireland, to check up on the family estates, the Burtons were not Irish. The honourable, unfortunate young gentleman found the property in horrible condition, the rents in arrears, and the tenants hostile. Having been shot at perhaps more often than while in uniform, Colonel Burton returned to England. There his luck changed. He found himself a bride, one Martha Baker, with a dowry of £30,000. On March 19th, 1821, Richard Francis Burton was born. Unhappy with his treatment by English authorities and Irish tenants, Colonel Burton moved his family to an old chateau near Tull in the Loire Valley, where Richard's siblings Maria and Edward were born. Richard was started on Latin at the age of 3 and Greek at 4. A tutor was hired for the teaching of French, dance, drawing, and the like. Despite their father's attempts to educate them, the boys grew up undisciplined and inclined to violence. They took to toy guns and swords as soon as they could walk. They terrorized the maids with fiendish pranks, fought endlessly with the French peasant children, and ran wild through the woods and fields. In 1830, rising anti-British sentiment forced the Burtons to return to England, which the 10-year-old Richard found gloomy. Colonel Burton.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?